All right, so picture this. You're scrolling through Facebook, just like you do, right? And you see this image of shrimp Jesus.
Shrimp cheeses.
Yeah, shrimp Jesus. Not something you see every day.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever come across that.
Right, but it's not just some weird, like, internet joke. These images, and they're AI generated, they're getting like 20,000 likes and comments.
Wow.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, right? And that kind of leads us to what we're diving into today. It's called the dead internet theory. Have you heard of
I
this?
have, yeah. It's one of those things you hear it and you think, is this Black Mirror? Is this real life?
Yeah.
Hard to tell these days.
Right. So for people who haven't gotten that memo yet, what is this whole dead internet theory?
So the basic idea is a lot of the stuff we see online, the articles, the comments, maybe even profiles, it's not actually real people, it's AI.
So instead of like my weird uncle sharing conspiracies, it could be a bot farm just like pumping that stuff out.
Exactly. And the thing is, that matters because it could be manipulating what we see, what we believe. You think about how much info we process online.
It's constant.
Right. So someone's controlling that. That's a little creepy.
It's like that scene in The Matrix where, Neo realizes the stake isn't real, except now it's like the news and who we think we're talking to.
Yeah. And the article we're looking at today, it says this isn't the future. It's already happening. These AI accounts, they can make ad money. They can get tons of fake followers to seem legit.
So it's not just some like, oh, maybe one day thing. It's like low key happening right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like it's flying under the radar and we don't even know it.
Yeah, and it's getting harder to spot, too. Like, the article mentions this study back in 2018 where they found bots on Twitter pushing out articles, but they were from, like, shady sources, just trying to mess with people's opinions.
No way, really. So it's not even just like random spam anymore. It's like organized chaos.
Totally. Think about those pro-Russian bot things, you know? That's like the dead internet in action, like straight out of a spy movie, but online.
Trying to control what people see. It's scary, honestly.
And it's only going to get trickier, right?
Yeah.
AI's getting better, ChatGPT, Google's Gemini. It's getting hard to tell what's a real person and what's just code.
Okay, so like even the experts are having trouble. What are we supposed to do? I mean, this is a lot.
Yeah, it can feel overwhelming. But, I mean, we don't have to, like, throw away our phones and hide. It's more about being smarter about what we believe online.
So like upgrade our BS detectors or something.
Exactly. Don't just believe everything you see. Be a little skeptical.
Yeah, okay, but how? How do we actually like spot this stuff in the wild?
It's tough, but there are signs. Like, look at accounts that don't post much themselves, but have tons of comments or shares, especially if those comments all sound the same.
Like an army of bots all saying the same thing.
Right. And watch out for profiles with no real info, especially if they just pop up pushing something specific. Would you trust, like, Crypto King 42 with a Lamborghini pic for financial advice?
Probably not. Feels like a scam.
Exactly. And while platforms like, well, X, it used to be Twitter, right? They're doing paid accounts and other sites are taking down bots. It's an uphill battle.
So it's kind of on us too to be careful.
Yeah, using your own judgment is still the best defense online.
So we've talked about how the dead internet is like a real thing, right? AI is out there shaping what we see online, and we got to be careful. But what does it all actually mean? Like, what's the big picture here?
The article we were talking about, it ends on a kind of creepy note. It says, and I'm paraphrasing here, but basically the internet is designed to, like, subtly change how we see the world.
So if we don't watch out, we might not even know how we're being messed with, right?
Yeah. Think about it. You're scrolling and you see all these articles, comments, even profiles that just agree with what you already think. Feels good, right?
Yeah.
But what if it's just like an echo chamber, keeping you hooked and not even telling you the whole story?
It's like we're all in the Truman Show, but it's the internet, and we don't know it.
And the scariest thing is, we might not even be looking for the exit, you know?
This is seriously freaking me out a little. So where do we even go from here? If the internet is like a house of mirrors, how do we find our way back to like actual reality?
Tough question. I think first, we got to know it's happening, right? Be aware that someone might be messing with what we see online.
Like Neo seeing the code in the Matrix, everything changes.
Exactly. We got to be just as aware online. Question things, find different viewpoints. Don't believe everything at first glance,
Yeah.
especially online.
So it's not about like ditching the internet completely, but being smarter about it.
Right. Be picky about who you trust. Check things before you share them. And talk to people who disagree with you, even if it's uncomfortable.
Because if we just stay in our own little bubbles, only hearing what we want to hear.
The internet just becomes, well, kind of pointless, right?
Exactly. So we got to use this knowledge to think more critically,
Yeah.
connect better with people, and try to understand the world, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm.
It's not about giving up on the internet, but using it to be better,
Yeah.
smarter.
I like that. So it's about evolving with the internet, becoming like better users, more critical, more like active in shaping it.
Exactly. And that's a challenge worth taking on, I think.
Totally agree. Well, I think we did a good job today shedding some light on this whole internet thing. It's a lot to take in, but hopefully everyone listening is a little more aware now. As always, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. And until next time, stay curious, stay skeptical, and keep exploring the internet, but, carefully.